Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can turn your Power BI dashboard from basic to brilliant, just as you can see on my screen. So I'm sure you must have seen those sleek KPI card that shows you values and compare performance over time, yeah? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can create one using the Power BI new card visual. Yes, you heard me. So for the course of this video, we are going to be creating total sales, total quantity and total profit, as well as values and compare performance over time, which means you're going to be seeing previous month, quarter, and the previous year. So get ready to be blown away as we get right into the video. All right, so let's break down the total sales card. For the total sales card, you can see we have over 200 million for the current total sales, and you can see the previous month sales and the previous quarter total sales. Now let's take it a step further by selecting the slicer, the month slicer. If you click on the month of March, you get to see total sales for the month of March, and we can see for the previous month there was an increase, and also for the previous quarter, wow, there's actually a decrease here. So the beautiful thing about this reference label card is you get to see insights at a glance. You do not have to create multiple charts to see this. With one card, your stakeholders can interact seamlessly. Now let's get right into recreating this Power BI visual with this reference label new card. So here we have the Canva image that was created in PowerPoint. I created it in PowerPoint and brought it into Power BI, hence the reason we are seeing this 3D illusion. Now these are the tables we are going to be working with. I have already created the relationship between these tables, so I will not be walking through that process, but I'll be making another video telling you how to create relationship in Power BI. I'm just going to show you, let's go to the data view real quick. I'm going to show you the date table. So this is what my date table look like, because since we're going to be showing metrics of performance over time, we need to make sure our date table is represented as expected. Now to the others table, which is what I will be working with most of the times. Yeah, there's a column that shows sales, so we're just going to do a sum of that column. Quantity as well as profit, we are going to be displaying on our reports view. But before then, I want to show you something real quick. Let's quickly create a DAX measure. So I'm going to be creating a new measure for total sales. So click on new measure, ensure you're in the home tab, you click on new measure, and we're going to call this new measure total sales, or let's just call it test. I mean, since I want to show you something real quick, and we're going to be using the sum function, and the column for this is the orders table with the sales column, close brackets, and click the commit check icon. Now you can see where our total sales test went to sit. It went to sit in the category table, which does not look nice, which does not look presentable. So we are going to create a folder that houses all our measures. We're going to have all our measures sitting in one place, unlike having it inside a table. So to do that, you're going to, while ensuring you're still on the home tab, click on enter data. Now rename this to my DAX measure, or whatever it is you want to call it, and click on load. Now if you check to the right, the data pane, you will see my DAX measure there. But if you look at this icon beside it, it is a table icon. It's something that looks like a table. Now right click on my data pane, my data measure, and click on new measure. So we are just going to call this test. I'm going to explain why it is test real quick. We're just going to call this test equals to and put like a double quote empty, then click the commit check button. Now if you go back to your measure, you can see the table icon. Observe, however, this is like a calculator, which is a test. Now go to the column 1. You will see a 3 dots icon by the right. Now delete this particular column. Are you sure you want to delete column 1? Yes. As soon as you delete this my DAX measure come upwards. It becomes the top of the data pane, indicating that it is a measure. So going forward, every measure I'm going to be creating is going to be created inside this folder. So we'll have our measure in one place. Once you click on this, we have our measure sitting, just to make things organized. So let's go back to our categories table and delete this measure we created here. Right click on these 3 dots, click on delete from model and click yes. Now go to the my DAX measure. Don't forget to want to create a measure for total sales. Click the 3 dots again and click on new measure. Now we are going to call this total sales. We are going to be using the sum function, and others table, go to sales colon. You can just scroll. And that's the beautiful thing about Power BI, and close brackets and click on OK. So you can see we have this right here. You can delete this if you choose to. I mean, I don't see the point. I won't be using it, but I'll just keep it there. But you can choose to delete yours. So this is total sales. Now let's see what we have. Go to your visualization pane. Select the new card visual. The new card visual has like a lightning icon on the top left. The old card visual does not. So take note of that difference. Now click the new card visual. I'm just going to resize this real quick. Now select the total sales. If you check it, you can see on the visualization pane total sales is here, and this is our total sales. Now we have our total sales, but we want to be able to calculate previous month, previous quarter, and previous sales. So we are going to be writing a DAX to that effect. So go back to your my DAX measure, right click on it and click on new measure. Now we are going to be calculating previous month sales. We're going to be using the calculate function. Calculate function starts with expression first of all. So the expression for this is going to be total sales, which is the sum of all the sales. Then the command, the filter we are going to be applying is the date add function. Now the date add function is used to shift a date column by a specific interval like days, months, quarter or year, and return a modified table of date. So if you want to calculate sales from the same month last year, you're going to be using the date add function. So yeah, for the date add function, the date we are going to call here, the date is going to be the date table. Then the number of interval is going to be -1, which is you want it to move by 1, and the interval is going to be a month because you're calculating previous month. Then close the brackets. Now commit, and here we have it. You have the previous month sales. So now we are going to do the same for previous quarter sales. Previous quarter sales. We're going to use the calculate function, and right here we're going to call the total sales. date add again. Then we are going to call the date table. The number of interval is -1 and the interval is quarter. Close brackets, then commit. We are also going to do the same for the previous year sales. So go to new measure. You're going to call it previous sales, and we have the calculate function. So the expression for these, we're going to use total sales again, because that is what we want to calculate. So the filter we're going to be applying is the date add filter. Then go to the date table again, interval -1, because you want to see the previous year sales. Then the interval is year and close brackets. Now we have our reference label here. We have our new card visual here, and we want to add the reference label. Go to the visualization pane, click on format your visual. Here you can see the hover text here, format your visual. Click on it and you see a reference label. Click the drop down. Now you see the apply setting. Let me see if there's a way I can expand this. Okay, there's no way for now, but I'm sure you can see my screen. You click the apply settings, click on add labels, so you add data. You can either search for it, or you go to, if you click down the my data measure, you just click on previous month sales, it has been added, previous quarter sales has been added, and previous year sales, it has been added. So while we click on this, notice that these reference labels have been added with the breakdown of this. This is really nice. I like it. So I'm just going to go straight into formatting, but that is not all. Before I started the video, I showed you what we are trying to recreate. There is a percentage increase by the side. If it is a good percentage increase, if it's a percentage increase, you get it in green. If it's a percentage decrease, you get it in red. So I'm going to be showing you how that was created, but before then, we are going to quickly format this visual to look, yummy and presentable. Now, to the formatting of this visual, select the card visuals. We are actually in the format option. Go to title. You can either choose to turn it off or turn it on, depending on what you want, but for me, I'm just going to be using the call out value. Go to total sales. We click on call out values, go to total sales. These, I'm just going to put it in bold, and for the display units, we are going to change it to none, because I need to see everything. I want to see everything that is there. Then for the label is on. The label, we are going to leave it in auto, but you can choose to call it whatever it is you want to call it. Total sales, and make it bold, increase it. You can see what's happening here. Also, the value is actually too big, 45. I'm going to change it to 35. Yeah, this is better. Then for the value color, let's change this to this wine. You can see right here. All right, we've done that. You can see the color has changed. So let's go back to our labels, and for the color, I'm just going to select this hex code. Yeah, you can see formatting is ongoing, and this is looking really nice. And I'm going to do the same for this reference label. Quickly, let me collapse this label and collapse this value. Go to the reference label, click on the drop down, And for the select label, we are going to be formatting all of them the same way. So you can just select all. If you have a different format template, you can select each of the labels one after the other. But I want to apply the same format template, so I'm just going to quickly go to title. I'm going to increase title a little bit so you can see all the changes are being applied to each of them. For the values, I'm going to increase the values as well. So notice the color too. I'm going to change it to wine. I'm also going to change the color here to wine. We still need to go to the select label and apply formatting on each of the reference label. Now I'm going to explain. For the previous month sales, if you select it, the field name, you're going to select custom, and the reason is because the previous month sales, I want to add a colon and a space. So if you look at what we have here for previous month sales, you can see it's different from what is beneath. Beneath it, there's no colon, just to make it look nice and presentable. So I'm going to do the same for previous quarter sales. I'm going to select custom for title, and I'm going to add a colon and then a space. I'm also going to do the same for year. The title, I'm going to select custom, and I'm going to add a colon and a space. So this is looking a lot better. And select label, previous quarter, go to values and select display unit to none. I want to see the breakdown. Like I said, it depends on what you want. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this. So go to none, and there we have it. But I noticed something. These values are not showing the dollar sign. So quickly click the total sales, select the dollar sign, and instantly the formatting will change to currency, and then you can change it from auto to 2. That's, you want to see it in 2 decimal place. So this looks a lot nice. I'm going to do the same for so after that, check outside of this visual, go to previous month, change it to currency, and set the decimal places to 2. So I'm just going to do the same for all of them. Now the dollar sign has been added, and this is now showing in 2 decimal place. So this just looks a lot nice. What is remaining is to show the percentage increase and the percentage decrease. I'm going to show you how I created the month-on-month percentage increase, quarter-on-quarter percentage increase, and the year-on-year percentage increase or percentage decrease, as the case may be. So go to my new DAX measure. You can either click on these 3 dots, or you just right click and select new measure. So we are going to call this month-on-month sales growth percentage. Month-on-month sales growth percent. Now equals to, we're going to use the var function, and for this we're going to call it the up arrow equals to, we're going to be using a unicar code to indicate the up arrow, and the unicar code for that is this. Now for this unicar code, call it down arrow. For those of you that don't know what is var function, it can be used to define a variable in DAX. You use it to store results of an expression in a variable and then reference that expression multiple times within that same formula. That way your formula is more efficient and easy to read. So the var function for this var variable is for this variable down arrow is going to be a unicar. It's going to be a unicar which we are going to call 129139. Like I said earlier, like I said earlier, like I said earlier, feel free to Google unicar down arrow in Power BI. You're going to get all the result that you need. Now we're going to create another var function. We are going to create another variable rather using the var function. This variable we are going to call it sales, and we are going to reference the total sales we created. We are also going to store another variable using the var function, and we're going to call this previous month sales. Previous month sales. You know what, let's just call this T sales. So I'm going to call this previous month sales, and for the previous month sales we have a DAX already that speaks to it, which we are just going to call, and then we are going to have another variable which we are going to call growth. Now for this variable we are going to be using the divide function. So our numerator here is going to be total sales, which is T sales. This is the expression here, minus, we are going to be using the total sales, which is T sales, minus previous month sales, comma, then the denominator is going to be previous month sales. Now for every var function it must go with a return function. So the return function in this case is going to be if growth is less than 0, round, give us growth times 100, 1, and quotation mark, percentage, space, quotation mark, and down arrow, comma. So if false, I'm just going to copy this and paste it, but then change this to up arrow. Alright, and close brackets. So this if function is saying if growth is less than 0, give us a rounded percentage value of growth times 100, comma 1, and then percent, and then concatenate it with a percentage and the down arrow, else give us this value. So I'm going to commit this, and so you have the month on month sales growth. I'm also going to do the same for quarter on quarter and year on year. So I'm just going to copy this, paste it, and just change the variable. So new measure, so we are going to call this quarter 1 quarter. So I'm going to leave this. I'm going to change this to previous quarter sales. and I'm going to commit. So for the year-on-year growth sales, you're going to do the same thing. I'm going to change this to year. I'm going to change this to year as well. Year on year. So here we have it, and I'm going to be adding it to our reference label. So click on your new card visual, go to format your visual, select reference label, select previous month sales, which is the first label, and check the details icon. You can see details icon is off. Turn it on, click the drop down. Now add data. Come here and click the month on month sales growth. You can see this has been added. Now do the same for previous quarter sales. Come here, select label previous quarter, scroll down, check the details feature, and click on add data. Select the DAX measure and click the quarter sales. Oh, sorry, click the click the quarter on quarter percentage and do the same for year. Nice. So we have it. You can see that this has actually come down to another tab. So I'm just, going to quickly format this. Select reference label, select the quarter sales. The title, I'm going to spell quarter as just Q-U-A-R. Q-U-A-R-T. I think that's fine. Q-U-A-R-T is fine. So yeah, we have it right here, but there's still something left. The color. We want, if you come here and you click the month slicer, you can see there is a minus sign, but we want to go the extra. We want it to be green if there's a percentage increase, as you can see, and red if there's a percentage decrease. So we want this to be formatted in red and green. So we're going to write a DAX to that effect, and I promise you this is the last DAX you're going to write for this Power BI reference label. This one we are going to call it previous month sales percent color. Remember, I want to add color to this, so click the bar function. Oh, I wrote car. Let's go to the next line. Press Alt and Enter together. So the var function, and we're going to call this month on month growth is equal to the divide function, and then we are going to call our total sales minus previous month sales, comma, then the denominator is going to be the previous month sales. Now we are going to return if month on month growth is less than 0, give us red, else green. I'm going to close the bracket, then I'm going to commit. Now just to try this, let's Let's see the outcome real quick. Go back to format your visual while clicking on this new card. Click on reference label. Let's select the previous month sales and go to details where we have this. Now this font color here, click this FX, the conditional formatting. Now go to field value. What field should this be based on? Let's base it on the color we created and click on OK. So you can see what has occurred here. You can see, so feel free to do the same for the background if you want to. So you're seeing a minus because it's there was a percentage decrease. Let me uncheck this. Now you can see there's a percentage increase. So I'm just going to let's go back. I'm just going to do the same for the background. Go to the color, the background, this conditional formatting FX. Click on, for the format style, select field value and check this previous month sales color. And now this is what we have here. You can now add transparency to it. So this is what we have here. You can see this looks a lot better and way more visible. So if I uncheck April, you can see we have green. So I'm just going to do the same for the previous quarter sales and the previous year sales real quick. So just to make things faster, I'm going to copy this out. So it's very easy for me to create new measure. So we are going to call this previous quarter. We're going to change this to quarter as well as this to quarter. Then click the commit. Now I'm going to do the same for the previous year. And here we have it. Amazing, right? Now if you uncheck this, if you select this, you can see it's changing, but there's one last thing. I want to add a chart here. There's a chart I showed you. We're going to create this chart. All right, so we are going to add the chart, the sparkline to this, and to do this, it's really easy. Go to Google and type kerrykolosco.com. So this here we're going to be using the adding sparklines to new card visual. We're going to be creating this. So I have this open already. This is what we are trying to get, and guess what, the beautiful thing is this has been created for us already. All you have to do is to copy this DAX measure that has been written for you to create sparklines. So this is it here, copied. Now go back to your Power BI dashboard, click on new measure, and I'm going to paste what I have copied. So all you have to do, you don't have to do too much, honestly. You don't have to do too much. All you have to do is to just change a couple of things. Opaque area sparkline for sales. So we are going to just change a couple of things here. So just take note of what I am changing. For this one, we are going to be using this hex code for the line color, and I'm going to be using the same hex code for this color. I'm also going to come here and change the hex code as well. And I'm going to do the same thing beneath. Now for the financial date, there's no financial date in our table, yeah? So we are going to change to date start of month. And I'm going to paste it here. So anyway I see financial date, I'll just paste it to date start of month. So date start of, you can just take note of what I am changing. And that is all for financial date. Now, okay, that's not all. I just found one here again. Then we move to changing the gross sales here. So we are going to change it to total sales. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. I think that is all for, okay, we have just one left. Let me see, scroll, and yeah, we have it. So we have it ready. Now click on your total sales and go to format your visual. Click on images. The series is going to be total sales series, and check the image icon. Ensure your image type is selected to URL and click on the conditional formats. Now click the opaque area sparkline you've created and click on OK. So you can see everything is already having a really nice shape. Now this is all making sense. Now go back to your format your visual. This does not look nice at all, so I'm going to reduce the size. Go to call out values. I'm going to reduce it to 20, and I'm going to add display unit to auto. Yeah, so this looks a lot better. This is 200. Let's give it at 150. Oh, so okay, so this is better at 150. So as you can see, you can now see that the reference label card has been created. You see changes are happening. There's a previous month sales, previous quarter sales. After April is selected, you can still go a step further and select. So this is amazing. This is super nice. This is super amazing. You see what's happening here. So you can just do the same to create total profit and total quantity just as you can see here. That brings me to the end of this video. If there's any kind of video you would like me to create, please let me know. Thank you for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up if this video helped you, or don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.